This is basically my Franken Phantom, and I highly recommend it because if you're into modding your quadcopter, I just want to go over transmitter. There's a lot of buttons to know. It's good to label your transmitter. This button right here is your high and low rates. There's only two rates. And this button right here is automatic takeoff and automatic land. Alright, so I'm going to press this button for automatic landing and see if that works. And she should come down automatically by herself. And she is slowly automatic landing. And it's awesome. And she shuts off the propellers, which is great. Sometimes you get quadcopters that come down automatically and the propellers idle very slowly, but this one shuts off. So I'm impressed. I'm impressed for what she costs and what you get, and I highly recommend it for a beginner quad. She does have another feature. She has a LVC. She creates a geofence. Once her power is really low, she won't go any further out. So let's see if we can do that. So I'm going to fly her. I'm going to turn on the gimbal again. Let me turn on the camera. And turn and record, and she's recording. Awesome. Alright, so she lost GPS because I moved her, but she should be able to get it pretty quick. So if you put your hand on top of the GPS, it'll kind of interfere, or if you pick her up, she might lose GPS. And now I'm waiting for the solid light, and the solid light is there, so we have GPS. Alright, so we're going to arm the motors again, and we're going to do automatic takeoff, which is just hold this button right here, and she comes up, and she comes up pretty low, about 1.5 meters. You can adjust the height by raising her up. The barometer gets confused with the wind pressures, so she goes up and down. But she's pretty steady. Right now she's on GPS hold. So I'm going to shut off GPS hold. The wind is blowing this way. The moment I shut off GPS, she's going to go backwards, because she'll hold her altitude, but she's going to go backwards. Here. GPS is off, and she's getting blown by the wind. Bye! The wind is blowing her away. So if I turn on GPS, I'm going to turn on GPS right now, it will stop where I hit the button. So you have the option, which is pretty neat, to fly with GPS on or off, which is pretty neat. I like that. So I'm going to raise her up, and I'm going to fly with altitude hold with no GPS and see how fast she is. And I'm going to hit second rate. Now she's really fast. I'm flying manual now. I have no GPS assisting me, and I have second rates, which is fast. I'm going to raise her up a little bit. And fly her that way, really fast. I mean, she's not a racing quad, but she's pretty fast for a camera bird. Yeah. And right now I have a geofence. She must be low on battery. You can see that. She comes back. I was saying that to you guys, that when your battery is really low, she won't let you go far. She creates a giant invisible wall, and if it gets to a critical state, she'll come and land. See, I'll show you again. I'm pushing forward, and she hits the wall. And now it's so low that she's automatically landing. And it was a hard landing. So I pushed it to the limit of critical, and when it's critical like that, she'll come straight down. She'll come straight down and land. She will never fall out of the sky. When her battery's really low, she won't let you go anywhere, and just land. All right. A little strange there. I got one motor going and the other one doesn't want to stop. I might have Wi-Fi interference. So I'm just gonna remove the batteries. All right. I might have turned on the Wi-Fi on the camera. Just want to make sure. That's not. If you have a Wi-Fi camera, you do not want to turn on the Wi-Fi. It can interfere with the quadcopter and act real. So I'm not sure what that was. So I'm just gonna reset the quadcopter and see what happened. But that was kind of strange. I had one motor on and off. Kind of strange. Interesting, but strange. So I'm going to switch the battery and see if it was a battery issue. Alright, so I have battery number 2. And GPS is locked. And we're also bound. I'm just going to turn on the gimbal to power that up. Let's see, right. It's hard to see sometimes because the wire is so tiny. Let that initialize. You should see the gimbal moving. Yep, the gimbal did move. And if you're using a Xiaomi camera, just make sure you don't turn on the Wi-Fi by accident. You never want to have Wi-Fi and this quadcopter turned on at the same time. It will interfere with the frequencies. And we're powering up the Xiaomi camera right now. It is lit. And double tap and press record, and she is recording and she is stabilizing the camera. Really good. And I lost GPS by moving her, but she should get it back. She's acquiring GPS, so we'll just wait for a little bit until we get steady lights. And it's good to be in an open field so you have no interference from houses and all that. And it's also safer that way too. You don't want to fly with people nearby you or all that. Be mindful about the hobby. Be respectful and fly safe at all times. Alright, so we have GPS lock, which is good. I'm gonna arm the motors. I think we're armed. We're actually not bind, so we have to rebind. I took too long, and which is not a big deal. We just removed the battery. I timed out on the bind, and just put that battery back in quickly. Turn on the transmitter and press down, up and down. Okay. Now she's still looking for GPS again, because I shut her off, and it should not take too long, because she should remember where she was. Give her some time. Yep. All right. And let it idle. I'm going to raise her up manually and just watch her. See how she hovers. You don't want, if she starts to kind of like drift away or do a towable flush, you have to bring her down because the calibrations were done incorrectly. But you can see she's kind of locked into place. That's really a good sign that all the calibrations have been done correctly and safe. Good, we're safe to take off. So I want to test something out. I wonder if the return to home will work if I take off the GPS assistance. So I'm going to take her out like maybe 100 meters outwards. Okay, so she's out there somewhere. Give or take 90 to 100 meters away from me. And I show off GPS, and now she's drifting. You can see her going to the right with the wind. And I hit return to home. She does come back. Wow. So it doesn't matter if you have GPS on or off, the return to home will work. Well, she will come back. Again, I don't have the GPS turned on, and I hit the return to home on altitude hold, which is the GPS off, and she comes back, which is good. So you don't have to worry about having the GPS on or off. If you hit the return to home, she'll come back to you, regardless of GPS on or off, which is great. That's great news. That makes it convenient if you lose orientation. And here she comes. She's pretty close to the landing pad. This time she's not bad. Better than before. She's getting better at it. Not perfect. I mean, she's 2 meters away this time. Last time it was like 3 meters away, but much better. Really good. Alright, so I'm going to shut her off. And I'm going to put her back in her home point. And rebind her. Tuck in the batteries, make sure it's nice and tight. Bind quickly, push down, and you can always test to see if you bind by turning on the motors. But I'm going to wait for GPS. And it shouldn't take too long. Awesome, she's on. I'm going to test to see if she's fine. And she is. And I'm just going to have some fun with her. So, thank you guys for watching. And I hope you enjoy what you saw today. And I give her thumbs up. Highly recommended for beginners who wants to get into GPS flying with quadcopters. I don't recommend this for absolute beginners who never flown a quadcopter. Please get yourself like a SEMA X5C or something like that, or something similar to that, and learn how to fly manually without assistance of GPS or anything. And then once you get good with the toy quadcopters, you can work with, the next step is right here. And it's much cheaper than going into a Phantom. And then once you get really, really comfortable, then get a Phantom and get, you know, flying really far with it. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace. Yep, I got LVC. So I'm going to push her out. I'm going to push her out, see what happens. And I hit a wall, see? She creates a geofence. I'm pushing forward and she won't let me do it. She's actually doing return to home. Kind of like I'm giving it forward. She's hovering still. She's actually, what is she doing? She's staying still. I'm going to push forward again. And she did not let me. I'm pushing forward and she's coming back. You can see. Coming back. Alright. So, she made a geofence to let me know that she is on LVC and you cannot go any further. So now she's coming down. By herself. She's coming down. She's coming down by herself. She decided that I'm not listening. She's at critical. Wherever she is, she's going to come down. So, there she is. Coming down. There we go. So that's great. So it's great to have this quad that has a LVC geofence to make sure that you don't go too far out. And you have the option to return home. And I believe she does come back, return home. But if she is at a super critical state, she won't return home. She'll just come down. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. And I hope you subscribe and stay tuned for more quadcopter fun. And I'll have more to show. Thank you. Peace.